world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to another episode on the EP3 track build.
Yeah, now today we are fitting an oil cooler.
Yes, now first of all...
What's an oil cooler?
An oil cooler is exactly what it says. It actually just cools your oil.
Yeah.
We noticed when we took it on track a couple of times, it's getting very hot under here. Like Nelly once said.
That's hot.
Sorry. Yeah, so after speaking to Jamie Gilbert and Dan Lawrence, etc.
All our Honda gurus, basically.
Yeah, they recommended I go for an oil cooler and some thicker oil.
Yeah, no, that's what happens when you're running 9,000 RPM on track, because this does rev to 9,000 RPM.
And do bounce off a limit
Yeah,
quite a bit. So,
quite a lot.
So yeah, this is what we're tackling today. So if you'll come up here, I shall show you what we got. Show you what we're working with. So I went through Matt Lewis Racing.
Yeah.
They've done a full oil cooler kit for the Civic. So all the braided lines and everything are done already.
So
now I have upgraded, sorry. Go on.
I was going to say, so it should be straightforward, but...
Is it ever? You just jinxed the crap out of us.
I know.
So yeah, we've gone for braided lines. Obviously they've done the black rubber ones, but I just thought...
Which is an extra, like I said, I didn't,
Yes.
it did interrupt you, but yeah. That's
No,
an
you're
extra.
right, it is extra to buy these,
Well,
but...
they do... That does look good. I'm no professional, but that does look good.
It does look sweet. No,
Yeah.
no, there's no fitting kit or fitting instructions with this, sorry, not fitting kit.
Ew.
So,
Oh.
yeah, for something we've never done.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Good luck.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully we can help a few people out with doing the same thing.
Yeah, well...
The principle is pretty straightforward, because we'll run through now, there's basically a sandwich plate that you run to an external cooler, so...
So you got your sandwich plate. I've gone
yeah,
for a
yeah.
thermostatic sandwich plate, so obviously it opens and cools because...
Can I just say, I have never heard of... I've always thought with oil coolers, when the temperature's very cold, I'm like, well, you don't want it to be too cool.
No.
That's when Kenny said.
That's what I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Too cool. Yeah, so you got a thermostatic sandwich plate. So basically you got two options. They do an 80 degree and a 92 degree. The 92 degree was more money, so I thought that'd be better.
Logic, more
I
money.
may be wrong, yeah, exactly. So I went for the 92 degree. This, basically, you got your oil filter, you remove your oil filter. This goes on there, then you come with this adapter, which screws into the original oil filter housing. Screw, and then your oil filter screws onto that.
Yeah, so it's literally, it is what it says. It's a sandwich plate sits between the filter and the block.
And just to dumb it down, a thermostatic one is, again, what it says. Once your oil gets up to the designated thing, which temperature, which in this case is 92, it will open up, and then
That's when the cooler comes into effect.
Yeah, because obviously we get cold weather over here.
That's what I was concerned about,
This
yeah.
is why you need a thermostatic
Yeah,
sandwich plate.
genius.
Yeah, so that's that. We got the fitting kit. Obviously, you got your brackets. I think these are pretty much universal, so we'll see how we can do them.
But it's not going to be
No,
straightforward
it's
then,
not.
is
We've obviously got fixings there for that.
Yeah.
And then the nice piece,
it?
the Mokel 16-row oil cooler.
I joked about this on Facebook. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, nice intercooler. I think
Yeah.
people might have actually thought. I think people are getting their hopes up.
Yeah, no, it's just an oil cooler. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How small it is, though. I was expecting when they said 16-row to be
You
quite
went for
big.
the bigger one, didn't you? And
Yeah,
it still
yeah.
looks-
Well, they do a 10, so that must be absolutely tiny.
But I think we're so used to our intercooler. I don't think you need a huge
No,
thing
it's-
for just to cool the oil.
Well, I
so-
watched a video on YouTube of a guy with a power steering cooler, and it's literally
Yeah.
this big. It's that big.
Yes, I've seen
so,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they are effective, and they do work a lot better than the standard systems that come on
Yes,
cars.
so
yeah.
that's the parts. Let's get stuck in. Obviously, whoa, God, I know. I gotta watch where I'm going.
Drunk.
So, obviously, first step, jack the car up. Axle stands. Always use axle stands when you're up in the air.
Yeah, I've unbolted the bumper, the two bolts that hold it on, and obviously just these clips because that's boring.
Yes, yeah, you don't
So
want to see
we're gonna
that.
remove that now, take it out of
Yes.
the way, and we'll have a little look underneath.
Boom.
People have been asking about you, there he
No,
is!
he's a little celeb anyway.
We'll get him on camera, there
Are
we
you hear him
go.
squeaking outside?
Oh,
He doesn't usually like staying in here for some reason, though.
because it's freezing.
Aye, that's true, yeah.
We are working,
Supervisor's
sir.
happy,
Yeah.
supervisor approved.
So, bump it off. I'm assuming then,
I think the hardest part is going to be choosing where to mount it because obviously there's no real place
No.
to mount. Oh, to mount it. So, is it a case of drilling?
Yeah, it's
holes?
just basically a case of drilling where the fixing point's got to go. But I think what we need to do really first is route
Yes.
those to see where it's going to sit.
because the braided lines are not as long as we thought, but
No.
we haven't dug into it yet, so we might be okay.
Yeah.
The filter sits. Yes, we should see. This is obviously an EP3 Type R with your normal K20. This one's not
Without
normal,
aircon. Yeah.
but without aircon,
I
yeah.
just noticed there's the fixings for the aircon.
Cool.
So yeah, what we'll do is we'll get the oil filter off. We're gonna drain the oil. I got new oil,
Yes.
fresh oil to go in there,
Yep.
and then we'll just get a sandwich plate on, route it through, and see where.
Yeah, see where we're left. Yeah.
Okay, so this may be It's maybe the only problem for having a Bruce when you're trying to work.
No! Bruce! You're filming me!
I can't move! He thinks I'm playing! Ow!
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Puppy, you're watching it, was that good? Is it okay? Happy with that? So yeah, we let that drain out now.
Alright, so I'd say the oil's drained.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a while since we've been laying under a car.
Yeah.
Your car's got a cool... Ah, there it is. Right, the oil filter is up there.
A really easy location.
Oh, there she goes. It's a nice flattering shot of you guys.
Thank you.
Skippy, your car's too noisy. We can hear you come up the hill. There he is, the man making all the noise. There she is. Always appreciate our subscribers coming up and saving us on postage.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the colour on this thing.
Dirty.
She's looking good, man. She's looking good.
All right.
So oil filter removed. I want to show you guys the room I'm working with here. Right, so the idea now, we need to get the sandwich plates somehow squeezed up in there. So we're just about to put the hoses onto the sandwich plate. Always recommend
Just a small amount of PTF.
PTFE. Right, quick sit rep, guys. The mounting of the sandwich plate has been an absolute nightmare because this pipe's in the way, blah, blah, blah. The only way we can think of doing it, you've got a coolant pipe that's in the way where the oil filter goes. So we've decided, we think, genuinely the only way we're going to be able to mount it and get the routing right is to remove the coolant hose.
Which sucks, but...
Yes, which we really didn't expect to do. We thought the hardest part was going to be mounting it, but...
Yeah.
Thought we'd get the money shot. Right, you ready then? Are we going to just drain it?
Well, we'll try, see how much comes out first. We've had a little bit out already, but...
Ah, Jesus!
It's just pouring out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a sec.
Right, it's really hard to explain the issues we're having now, but this was bought as a Civic specific kit, so obviously the hoses are a specific length. The only way we can see is to route it, because of the length of the hoses, the only way we can see to route it is around, so obviously sandwich plates there, route it around this way and get the pipes to come out there. But with that, there is a coolant pipe, hard pipe in the way, which is what we're trying to get off now, to see if we can route it and then fit it back on, but it means... I just don't know. This is where we are at the moment, so it's looking... I think if we get that right, we might be okay, but... I just don't know. Yeah, it should be fine. Guess what? Right, first of all, always double check. I say double check. Right, we've discovered now the hoses, there is no way these braided lines are long enough. Now, when on the box, it does say Honda Civic Type R stainless steel kit. Now, I had to look, when Kenny ordered it, it said on there they are pre-cut, they're pre-sized, so you don't have to do anything, they go on.
Yeah. Now, we have literally tried lining this up the best way we can.
Every way we can.
These hoses are not long enough. Now, I've gone on the site through a different way, and it says the standard length is supposed to be 2 meters.
And they are not 2 meters.
They are only 1 meter long. They are not long enough.
Now, fortunately, when the kit was advertised in one of the sections, it says EP3, Civic, and S2000. Now, we were saying, luckily, because I own an S2000, the oil filter is there. It probably would be the right length, 1 meter. I reckon you might get away with
definitely, yeah.
But
where the oil filter's on the back of the K20, these ain't long enough. You know, you look at here, that oil filter's down the back.
Yes.
Yeah. So these hoses got to come all the way out to relocate that there.
And it's not just a case of going there to there. You've got to route it down and around.
So even there,
that's without routing.
That's without routing it, so they're just not long enough.
No, it's not going to work. No, we are not. This was done through Matt Lewis Racing. We're not slating them. We are going to get in touch with them. If it is a mistake, mistakes happen, but we're just going to get in touch with them, see what they say. Hopefully, it is a case of just getting us new hoses, but it has kind of messed us up, because like Kenny said, we've just dumped all that coolant for no reason.
And the oil's out of it, so the car now is stuck.
Yep.
There's nothing I can do with it. So we're going to get that hose back on, that coolant hose, and basically call it a day, because I've got to get in touch with these now.
Yeah, we're going to get in touch with Matt Lewis.
Sunday, so yeah, we're pretty screwed today.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with him tomorrow, and we'll keep you guys updated. So we'll see you, hopefully, tomorrow or during the week.
Yeah.
Bye.
We back! Yeah!
Yes, so we've had quite a lot of drama with this thing. Right, I spoke to Matt Lewis Racing and I spoke to Mokel. Now, they claim that the hoses they sent were right.
We beg to differ. And the Civic begs to differ. Genuinely could not see how on earth We even had Dan Lawrence
I was just
come
going
up.
to say, you know, Dan Lawrence come up. Now he's built a few of these, and he straight away tried running them across the back.
Yeah.
And they were nowhere near like. Do you mean they were like a metre short?
So
I spoke to Matt Lewis Racing and Matt himself. He got onto Mokel and got me some custom hoses made. It cost me an additional like 47 quid. I think. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm going to buy a cheap kit. Yeah, it's cost me about 250 quid. So anyway, we've got them now. I got a 1.9 and a 2 metre hose kit.
right.
So we hope this works.
In theory, it should be like I said. The issue we were having last time. It has been a few weeks.
Weeks?
But it didn't take. It's sort of my fault as well because we've been so busy. Kenny, we wanted to film it as a video, so it was a case of when we were both free.
Yeah, exactly. No.
So
yeah,
let's just
get
I'm
under
going
there.
back into the car now.
Yeah,
let's.
we're gonna
I'm going back into the car.
You done yet?
It's gonna pour out now. Money shot. I'm about to clean your floor, cuz. Whoops.
Mother.
So you need to buy more oil, kid.
I think I need more oil.
Right, filter off. Obviously, you've got your residual oil there that's all built up and all over Kenny's floor. Next thing is getting the sandwich plate on. Sorry, guys, I know this is a nightmare to film, but sandwich plate is on there with the outlets, inlet and outlet going that way. And now it's mounting the hoses. As always, change of plan. Sandwich plate has come off. It was a lot easier to feed the hoses through the top and attach them to the sandwich plate. And now I'm going to get back under the car and fit the sandwich plate on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crap. Manual labour. Right. In theory, as we always say, very straightforward. But guess what? Another, what I consider to be a bad design.
Really bad design. Sorry, I was just checking the mic with Stefan because it's been a while. You've been end of the car messing around.
So you've basically got your sandwich. It's hard to explain when it's off the car. You've got your sandwich plate, a nut that tightens it up. As you're tightening the nuts, the edge of
Because it's thermostatic, it's basically got a chamber in there, so it stops the socket going all the way in, basically against the housing, so it gets held off on one side.
So the more you're tightening, the closer it gets. It's just popping the flipping socket off. So Kenny's thrilled, so he gets to pull out the grinder.
I'm gonna mess with the tools.
So the plan is now we're gonna have to grind down the socket just to make it fit in that gap. What a bad design.
We'll see.
Kenny's a happy boy. So what we've done, shaved on the edge to in theory make the rim smaller. Now we know this is going to reduce the structural rigidity of the socket, but
as long as it tightens this now, I can get another one.
Yeah, you can always
Sockets
sacrifice
are
the
replaceable.
socket. Right, so the apparent easy part is now finally done after hours and hours, what feels like an eternity.
Stupid designs.
Amen. So I'm going to try and point this out, but you've got your sandwich plate there, oil filter there, and the issue we were having, there was a little ridge inside there with a nut in the middle. Could not get a socket over there because the tighter you were doing it was just spitting the socket out. Kenny's genius idea of sanding the socket down, grinding it down, actually worked.
Yay.
Sit, rep. Lines are done underneath. Well, just
that was the easy part.
Yeah,
apparently.
we're looking forward to the hard part.
Yeah.
So, lines are in, as you can see there. It took a bit of time to move them out of the way because guess what? They were touching the freaking exhaust manifold.
So we had to tie them down with metal ties just to put it away
Yes.
from the manifolds. You
Don't want any contact, so we're gonna move them out of the way so they don't interfere with the shifter cables or the connector there. Now the idea is, it's so nice to see it at this point because this is where we got stuck last time.
Yeah.
The cooler is gonna mount there, and we've obviously got to fill the line. We're going to fill the lines, the cooler up with oil as much as we can because you want as much pressure as quickly as possible. I'm so tired.
Yeah, Marty.
Brackets on. It's now a case of holding it in place so we can mock up where we're going to drill the holes. Holes are now drilled into the crash bar.
Yeah, and then you chuck it everywhere.
Yes, and we can't find a funnel small enough to fit in there.
Hence why it's just running out of there.
So basically what we want to do is fill the cooler, and then what we're going to do
lines.
is grab the lines, fill them up just before we connect it, which I can see being a bit of a messy task. But hey-ho. If you are doing this, bear in mind that your oil capacity will increase because you've now got to account for the oil cooler and the lines Do we know what capacity that is?
I think it's about 380 mil.
Okay.
Obviously with the lines then, it's probably looking about 500 euros.
Yeah, so
I got
just-
600.
Yeah. Be aware, obviously with every oil change, I mean, you should be checking your dipstick anyway, but just be aware you may need to buy more oil.
It's gonna take more.
Yeah. Also, let me just say how cool it is to have red oil. No, it's not power steering fluid, don't worry. She is on. Oil cooler located, all bolted in. Lines are now tightened, PTFE'd. We can try and tidy that out, just to tuck it out of the way. Check the oil levels bang on. Obviously, the sandwich plate is thermostatic, so it wouldn't have made a difference to the oil level anyway. But what we've got to do now to check for leaks is not only run it, but get it up to temperature to let the thermostats open, to let the oil circulate.
Right, it's been a few days, and the reason it's been a few days is because we had to leave it, and I had to go home, blah, 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 blah.
It was late, wasn't it? It was like 9:30 by the time we went in the house.
Yes,
So-
there was a lot of faffing about, and it was a long day. So we did all the I can't remember where we left off, but the oil cooler was fitted. We checked for leaks. We got it up to temperature.
Yeah, no, I've run it. I've actually taken it 50 miles,
Oh yeah, true.
and it's fine.
So, well, the final product, as you can see, as you probably can see, the sandwich plate is mounted behind the engine. We've now got the hoses running up there because we've got the length, giggity goo, coming through the front there. I love the way it's routed now. I love where it's mounted.
And I took it down to Sean's Auto Performance. He fit the cage for me. That's something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so while it was on the ramp, we actually looked underneath the sandwich plate. Everything's fine.
Oh, wicked.
So yeah, I think we're happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, good kit overall.
Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with the hoses, if you have got an EP3, just double check. I mean, I still to this day, I don't know how you could run it.
The only way you
with
could
the
have run
hoses.
it would be underneath the car. Now, I have seen people mount them underneath
okay.
the car, but I didn't want it underneath the car. I wanted it on the front bumper.
No,
So-
which is fair enough. But the kit as a whole, I mean, as a whole, it is good quality. We would now that it's all on there, it's really good quality.
Yeah, but it's a Mokel cooler, so
Yeah.
the only thing I would recommend is buy the extra long hoses.
That's what. Yes, that's what I started saying.
I know, that's what.
If you've got an EP3, we would recommend getting the extra length because there's just more to play with. You
1.9 and 2 meter length.
There we are. That's what we went, and it was just more than enough. You could route it probably a couple of different ways that way.
Yeah, you've got an option. You could run it obviously the driver's side and then through to the or you could run it like we did.
Which is what we prefer. If you've got the option, fantastic.
Definitely.
But yeah, this will obviously be beneficial on track, which is one of the main reasons to keep it cool.
Ha! Keep it cool.
Keep it
Sorry.
cool. He's really not cool. But anyways, I think we'll leave it there. Like I said, we highly recommend that. I'm definitely getting one for the MX-5, which I'm
Dare
not
you.
looking forward to.
Yeah, well, I don't mind about that. I'll nail it on if we need to.
Crap. Right, we're going to end it now.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully no boom!